Winter safety is just as important during mild winters, especially when it comes to activities on frozen lakes. Joining us from Toronto to discuss ice safety is Stephanie Bakair, Communications Manager for Lifesaving Society Ontario. Stephanie, thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
So, what are some tips for checking on whether the ice is safe enough to skate, snowmobile, or simply just to walk on?
So, the first thing we want you to consider, especially this winter, is that the temperatures have been unseasonably warm. The likelihood that the lakes are frozen at this point is very, very slim. Always remember that no ice is safe ice. So, before you go out on the ice, make sure you're wearing a flotation device. A life jacket or a buoyant snowsuit is a great option. You're going to take an auger out onto the ice and you're actually going to cut a hole through the ice and see what the depth is. You need at least 4 inches of solid, thick, clean ice for one person to stand on.
All right, good thing to remember. Now, around 35% of drownings in Canada occur between October and April when most people have no intention of going into the water. Why is that?
Yeah, that's right. It's about 35% across the country. And most of these incidents are related to snowmobiling or cold water deaths. So these are people who maybe slip off a riverbank and fall into the water, not expecting to be swimming. But the majority of the incidents we see at this time are related to snowmobiling.
Okay. Now, with the weather being so mild, is there a time that Canadians can start to consider going on the ice this season?
We are going to need many, many consecutive days of minus temperatures before you start to see any sort of solidly frozen ice. Right now, at this point, I've heard that even large lakes like Georgian Bay in Ontario are wide open and are just not suitable. It's really important that people also remember that rivers, streams, anything that is moving water is never going to freeze solidly, and all ice can be very unpredictable. What we see often is that people will take a glance at the ice and they'll see sort of that top layer of, frozen crust. And right underneath that, it can be mushy. It can be just only a few inches might look like a lot more than it is. So you really can never trust the ice. It needs to be measured every time you go out.
All right, that is our time. Stephanie Bakair, Communications Manager for Lifesaving Society Ontario. Thank you very much for these insights. Great to have you here.